let's don't waste any time. Just pop the man up. And nothing looks more American than Marty Smith this morning. Look at that. No commercial intro, nothing. Just get to it, Brownie. Just get to it.
He is the great Marty Smith, longtime friend of the show. It's been a minute. You guys randomly just asked yesterday, where has Marty been? And as we said, he's going to be on with us tomorrow. What is up, Marty Party? How are you, buddy?
I'm not presented by Bud Light.
You
Come
can
on,
be.
fellas.
You can be. Bud Light.
You ever had a cold Bud Light?
I need to be. It's Friday, man.
Has
Friday.
he had a Bud Light?
I say to my little girls every time I drop them off at the carpool line, it's Friday.
You've had Busch Light, you've had Natural Light, you've had all their products, right?
Brother, I don't discriminate.
What was your go-to in high school?
I didn't drink in high school.
That's a shocker, actually.
Did not, man. I'm a try-hard, Lance. I just was always like super beaver cleaver, straight and narrow. I wanted to try to accentuate the limited God-given gifts that I had on any in any athletic arena and try to get a scholarship to college. I did get a Division II opportunity at Carson Newman College, now Carson Newman University, which, as y'all know, Division II baseball scholarships are a pat on the ass and a cup of coffee. So that's where my athletic exploits took me. All of that not drinking in high school, that's what it got me.
I got you. Hey, just two more things. You've got the old school Grand Wagoneer on your hat, right?
Yes, sir.
Love that with the wood
do.
paneling. And do you have a Ram on your jacket? I know it's not my LA Rams, but is that a Ram?
It is a Ram, but it's not like a Dodge Ram. This is I don't even know why I have this on today. I was a little chilly this morning, even though it's 85 degrees in Charlotte, and grabbed it on the way to the carpool. And this is y'all know what Shinerbach is? Speaking of beer.
Yeah.
So Shiner did this collaboration with Magellan Outdoors with Academy. Y'all know I have my Academy partnership, and they did this kind of union. And we went down last year. Was that this year or last year? It's February. It was last year. Went down last summer to Austin, Texas, and the Randy Rogers band played, and it was a big old to-do. And we drank them out of Shiner. Out of it, all of it.
Make it up for lost time.
That is a go-to. Anytime I'm in Texas, I get a bucket of Shiner Bock to go with my barbecue. It works out good
It's
that
so
way.
good, isn't it?
It
I mean,
is.
it's really good cold beer.
It is. And that vest coloring looks like that's what you would need hunting in Texas too, in that part of the state, is that little coloring mixture there, because that's what a lot of
I look like a sweet potato casserole. It's got that burnt orange on the top and this like brown kind of
Cleveland
action
Brown
on the
fan.
bottom.
Yeah. Hey, a lot of things and a variety of things we want to talk about. But I do want to ask you about Kevin Harvick, and he didn't win the Daytona 500, but this is his last year of racing before he retires and goes to the broadcast booth. And we talk about athletes all the time who had to deal with unbelievable pressure. And I was thinking back to Kevin's start of his career of having to jump in that 3-car. And you've been friends. You've talked to him. You were there back when that happened. There a lot of people in sports never have to have the pressure of what he went through back in those days as a young kid.
Well, it was incredible pressure, insurmountable in the vast majority of ways, even though in his third start he won in that car, which was a tremendous boost to the entire industry that, hey, it's going to be all right. This is NASCAR's darkest hour, and this is a young kid who was supposed to run a handful of races that season and then take over the number 30 AOL Chevrolet the next season and be Dale's teammate. And when you're the Titan, kind of the prominent face on NASCAR's Mount Rushmore, and you die that way, it's just such a confusing, sorrowful moment. And here you are, this young kid. I think Kevin was 25 at the time. I'd have to go back and make sure, but I think he's the exact same age I am, and I was 24 when Dale passed. And so it's just impossible. And it's not just the driving part. In fact, that was probably the easiest part for him. Once he got in that driver compartment, he could probably sort of unplug the rest of the stress. It was trying to be something that maybe he wasn't, and all of the expectation that comes with trying to fill that seat. So You guys have heard me say it. I've said it on your show before about Dale Jr. He saved NASCAR because he chose to race, but Kevin is certainly an addendum to that, because not only his ability behind the wheel to be successful in trying his best to fill that seat, but also all of the weight he carried in driving that car with Chocolate Myers and all those guys was a major part of that too. And Kevin's a first ballot Hall of Famer. He is a champion in this sport. He's won so many times, and he's been this unbelievable ambassador who is one of those guys we've seen grow up before our eyes. And he's a dad now. He has new perspective, and it's fun to see. I really enjoy his company. I think he's just an extremely intelligent person, not only about racing, but about everything that it takes to do it. And now it's fun to see his little boy really taking off in the seat. So, yes, I can't imagine that pressure done away. I would imagine the vast percentage of human beings would crumble under it. And Kevin and Delana did a phenomenal job of navigating the impossible.
ESPN's Marty Smith is with us on the JohnstonRVCenter.com hotline. Speaking of dealing with pressure, are you excited about this Michael Jordan movie that is coming out? The trailer is phenomenal.
Oh, yeah.
The trailer is so good. And I thought of you. Well, you're one of the first people I thought of because I know you're such a big Jordan guy.
Well, a lot of people are going to learn a lot about how that unfolded. You know, it's based on a true story, but what they did, what Phil Knight and Sonny Vaccaro did when they signed Michael, Michael wanted to go to another brand, and they rewrote sneakers, they rewrote culture, they rewrote what a shoe can be. It wasn't just a vehicle to athletic performance anymore. It became status. And I remember getting my first pair in the 8th grade and saved a bunch of money because my daddy said, I will not pay $100+ for any pair of sneakers. You're out of your mind. And went and bought my first pair. They were the OG 5s at Foot Locker, stood in line to get them and carried them to school because I didn't want to get a single speck of dirt on them. I put them on when I got there. And I mean, look, I can't really, I've tried to think about this. I can't wait to see that film because I think those two guys are brilliant anyway. Affleck and Damon are brilliant, and I can't wait to see what storyline they really put together and how they send that home for the viewership. I can't wait, man. I think it's going to be great. I hope so. I've seen varying opinions on social media about what it may be, that people thought it was a spoof when they saw it during the Super Bowl, but I mean, it pumped me up. I can't wait.
You know, Marty, growing up, I had Jordans, I had Air Force Ones, and I've gotten back into it. You know, I've got a 15-year-old. You know, my nephew is 16. They are in the sneaker game big time, and so they've gotten me into it. I don't know if you're back into it. We went to a place this past weekend where they had every color combination of Dunks and Jordans you could imagine, and shoes anywhere from, on the low end, $200 to $1,500. And it's like stocks now, how they go up and down. Are you into the game right now?
Well, yeah, I mean, I would say for me, it's a problem.
It is for a lot of people.
It's a problem. It is interesting to me to see what's happened. I was looking around the other night. Lainey and I took our 13-year-old Amelia to Broadway to see Hamilton Sunday night. And just walking around the streets of New York and being a country bumpkin, I'm very wide-eyed when I'm in Times Square and walking around that Broadway area, and everybody has on J's. And I mean, everybody does. And I think that even though Air Jordans have been very popular for 30 years, more than 30 years, I feel like even in the last 18 months, it's just gone to a different place. I feel like I think that the desire to have those on your feet is at an all-time peak. And it speaks to a lot of things. I mean, how in the world, I tell you what, Lance, the line of demarcation may be, and I might be wrong here, but I've been a sneaker guy my whole life. when Justin Timberlake wore the Tinker Hatfield 3s during his Super Bowl performance a few years ago, I feel like that was sort of this moment where people really re-engaged. I mean, really passionately. It became addiction for a lot of people, and I was already in before that, but I just remember that breaking the internet.
You know what's weird is I'm sitting here watching Tyler, who's filling in for Rockstar while Rockstar's on tour, and Tyler's just shaking his head. Tyler's 24. Nowhere close to seeing Jordan play, but they still mean something to you, right, Tyler?
Oh,
Well,
yeah, and the Tinker Hatfield 3s he's talking about, those absolutely broke the internet. Just everybody's feed was flooded with them. Tinker Hatfield was a legendary Nike designer. He designed the Jordan 4 and the 5, I believe.
The 3. He started with the 3.
He
He was brought in. He was brought in after. So the first couple of designs, of course, the ones are iconic. I don't know how many pairs of ones do I have, babe. I probably have 25 pairs of ones, maybe 30.
Gosh.
But typically they'd be on my feet right now. But right now I have on
House shoes.
some
Please
Air
be
Force
house
Ones.
shoes.
Okay.
Of course. I was hoping it was house shoes.
But anyway, I can't get that back on. I'm too old to stretch that far. Anyway, so the first couple of pairs were not Tinker's. And then Tinker was brought in to do the 3, and we saw the elephant print for the first time.
Love it.
And if you ask Michael Jordan, he will tell you, I've asked him, that is his favorite.
I was at Auburn when the guy hit the long 94-foot putt at in one of the commercial breaks in the Alabama-Auburn game down there, and I saw you recreate it. As a sports feat, and you've tried a lot of things, and you've seen a lot of sports, that was one of the more I know it's just a promotional timeout thing. It was one of the more remarkable minute roll of a ball I'd ever seen. I know you've seen the video, and then you tried to do it. Tell people how hard that is.
Well, I don't even know that I should have tried. My entire thing was we were doing it coming back from break at the Missouri-Auburn game, and I didn't want to come up short, so it was like a hockey slap shot more than it was a putt. What that kid did, I mean, he won a car and went viral, and it made I think it was a Toyota dealership down that way. I mean, it went viral. It was everywhere. And I met the young man, and he was pumped, and he was such a sweet kid. And, I mean, I don't know how. I would like to see him. I bet if he did it 99 more times, he wouldn't make it.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter. When the lights were on, it's like Kevin Durant told me one time. I did a story with Kevin Durant one time, and we were at Key Arena, old Key Arena in Seattle, and we were waiting for the shoot to start. And so we were just on the floor at Key Arena, and Kevin is shooting, and I'm just rebounding for him. And I swear to y'all, the guy didn't miss for 30 minutes. I mean, I don't even know how you do that. And so he's like, here, you try. So I take a couple shots. I'm a little tight because Kevin Durant's in front of me. I make a couple more. I'm like, okay, I'm feeling it. And we start to shoot, and the lights and the cameras are on, and I couldn't throw it in the ocean. He goes, it's a little different when the lights are on.
But I mean, the lights are on for your cornhole toss too, and we have got controversy, Marty. Big controversy in the world of sports. Marty is the Guinness World Record holder for longest cornhole toss. However, it has now been challenged by a member of society who says Marty cheated. Where do we stand with this, Marty? Are you going to be stripped of your title?
I don't know yet. I guess we'll find out. The bottom line is what's interesting. I've thought about this a little bit. I don't understand why he's saying I did anything wrong. What did I do wrong? All I did was make it. And the official judge for Guinness was standing right there, and he deliberated, and he watched the tape, and he decided it was legitimate. So it's cool. If that is the hill that you are going to take the spear on, hey, kudos to your passion for that being your hill. I almost said a whole lot of
Hey, Marty, we know what a creative guy you are. We're only a couple of weeks out from March Madness, and we are trying to figure out our bracket challenge. And each and every year, it gets more ridiculous. They gave me a one-way ticket to Salina, Kansas last year, and I had to make my way back via bus, train, and rental. And I had no idea where I was going until I got to the airport. So we're trying to come up with something really creative this year. Do you have anything in mind that would be good for us to debate back and forth and possibly use?
The first thing that comes to mind involves tighty whities.
Yep. Yeah, we could do that.
I'll need to lose 20 pounds, but okay.
Maybe no, dude, they make big old tighty whities.
It's not that region
Haven't
I'm worried
you
about.
Haven't you already lost? I mean,
Yeah.
you look awesome, dude. You've
thank you.
lost a lot of weight.
Thank you. I yo-yo a little bit. Yeah, something you can't relate to, but yes, I yo-yo a little bit.
I got to think about this. I definitely believe that tighty whities or like Spidey tighties, some underoos, should be involved in this. You know that naked cowboy
Yes.
out in New York. Maybe we go to the SEC office.
Yeah, but I think he's on more steroids than Sylvester Stallone was in Rocky IV.
Yeah, he's yoked up, that cat. I mean, there's like a tanning bed going on.
Hey, we thought about polygraph on set, and you can ask anything to whoever loses.
Ooh.
Dunaway's out. That was a genuine. Ooh.
That was yeah.
Too much to hide?
Yeah, I've been the one that's been nixing that one from day one, and really not for me, Marty. It's just for those close to my left.
Oh, close to my left. I don't think anything would shock anybody that comes out of my mouth. So I'm all for it.
I'm afraid we would have to contact the local district attorney to make sure we had some clemency on anything that would come out at that point.
You want to know a little bit about
the statute of limitations?
Yeah, I think we'll need some stuff.
Okay.
Would you allow somebody to hook you up on polygraph?
You think you could beat it,
man?
You think you could beat it?
Maybe.
Yep.
As Costanza said, a lie's not a lie if you believe it. That's the key.
Yeah, I don't know, man. That's
See, there's just so many interesting questions we could ask each of us that can make you so uncomfortable.
Oh yeah.
Anybody.
Yeah.
Anybody.
That's
yeah.
right.
I mean, not just us. Anybody.
I mean, you're already uncomfortable being strapped to the thing. I mean, that's just uncomfortable to begin with. Then what's the question?
Imagine doing it in tighty whities.
I know. Even worse.
Hey, random question before we let you go. Who's the tallest person you've ever met?
Okay. We just said Kevin Durant. That's 7'1", right?
He's right
Kevin,
at 7.
7?
Kevin's very tall. Probably him. I can't think of anybody taller now. When it comes to just like commanding physical presence, Derrick Henry. I met Indomitian Sue once, interviewed him once. Raekwon Davis.
Could those three guys kill a normal man within 30 seconds in a closed room?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, what's
Davis.
a normal man? Yeah. What's an average man? Like 5'9", 170 pounds?
Yeah.
Yeah. My wife would tell you I'm very average.
Shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, Raekwon Davis kill you in a minute, by the way.
Yeah. Hey, tonight, the Insider's Hour with Marty Smith tonight, 6 o'clock Central Time, 7 if you're watching and listening in the Eastern Time Zone. Tell us about Outsiders Radio. What are you doing tonight? What can we listen to?
That's pretty cool, man. It's so Eric Church has a Sirius XM channel now called Outsiders Radio, and this weekend they're doing a takeover of Y2 Country, which is normally channel 61 on like your car Sirius radio. And so I did a show. I think it's 14 songs. 5 of them are Eric's, and then the balance of them are songs that I love or meant something to me, and I explain why throughout the show. And set tonight at 7 Eastern and then Sunday at 1 Eastern. So as y'all are riding home from church, you can check that out if you have it. But really cool experience. I tell some stories about my friendship with him and why he's inspiring to me and the other artists that I play as well. My wife listened to it for the first time, and it's aired a few times already. And she was like, I loved it, Marty, except for that one song. Like, I've never heard, how long have we known each other? 26 years. I've never heard that song before. And I played I played a song that she did not know, and I'm gonna have to acclimate her to that song.
Any King George in this? Any King George in the hour?
Nope.
Oh, come on, Marty.
Yeah, I mean, it's only an
That'll
hour.
come later.
Okay,
That'll
all right.
come later.
All right.
Only an hour. You had to squeeze it down. I mean, I can't imagine how many songs you wanted
I
to
put
play.
some in there that people are going to be like, that's interesting.
Okay.
If you could see Elvis live reincarnated or Tupac, what direction would you go?
Pac.
You and Marty, you got the connection. The Jays, the Tupac.
I'm not an Elvis guy either. I've never. I mean, I appreciate what he did.
You got to think about. All right, look.
Elvis had a great run. We just didn't get enough for Tupac. I mean, he just died way too young.
He died way too young, but what he did while he was here was revolutionary. You talk about an unbelievably gifted human being. Poetry, acting, certainly his hip-hop career, his rap career, and what he said on top of the age. I mean, to have that kind of perspective that young is remarkable. I mean, it's you go back and listen now and you just go, holy smokes. And I've said this before about Big and Pac. Certainly lives lost too soon is always that terrible promise lost type of scenario. But man, we missed out on so much magic because those two were just remarkably talented individuals, and it's just such a sad. It's a shame that they died that young.
You know, we got asked yesterday what's the best actor/musician combination. I threw out Donald Glover, Childish Gambino, but I really thought watching Tupac, the movies weren't great, but he was getting so comfortable in acting. I think he would have shifted over and done more acting. I think he would have been really, really good at that craft.
Yeah, Cube. I think Cube's in that conversation for sure.
He just takes shitty movies though.
Yeah, but I mean Fridays. Fridays forever and ever. Amen.
Well, and Boys in the Hood, but he was like, how long before we're there? I forgot what the movie was.
Are we there yet?
Yeah, are we there yet? How long before we're there?
Let me ask y'all a question.
Okay.
If somebody asked you to make, if somebody asked you to make a dad movie, and they were going to pay you $20 million to do it,
what time do I get there?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm not hating on anybody's decision
right.
when it comes to that.
At
He laughed
20
all the way to the
million,
bank.
at 20 million, I'll make a mom movie.
like Live Golf. Y'all
That's
taking
right.
the Live money?
I wouldn't harm me, Marty.
What time's tea time?
He'll make a Paris Hilton, Kim Kardashian movie for $20 million.
Back to the lie detector.
Back it up, Terry. Put it in reverse, Terry. All right, Marty Smith is on Twitter at Marty Smith ESPN. Hear that tonight, 6 o'clock, Sunday at 12 o'clock on Y2 Country. That's XM 61, if memory serves. Y2
right.
Country. So you can hear that right there on Y2 Country, and always go follow Marty and read and support his stuff. Thank you for the time, Marty. We greatly appreciate it.
Appreciate you guys. Just check your DVRs for me dunking that world record throw. too.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, be thinking about that bracket challenge for us.
A tidy whiteys and a bug zapper. See you, boys.
Marty Smith with us on the JohnstonRVCenter.com hotline.